Apple just announced its biggest leadership change in 15 years. John Ternus will replace Tim Cook as CEO in September. And the choice says a lot about the kind of future that Apple is betting on. Ternus is a 25-year Apple veteran who served as Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering since 2021. His portfolio has included oversight of the hardware teams behind 80% of revenue: the iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, AirPods, and Vision Pro. Here he is giving a 2024 commencement speech at his alma mater, Penn Engineering School, describing his earliest days at the company.
When I first got to Apple, it was my second job out of college, and the first time I walked through those doors, it was exhilarating and intimidating all at once. To be honest, I wasn't sure I belonged there. The people I met were so smart and so confident, and they knew so much more than me. But I'll always be grateful that I wasn't afraid to ask for help when I needed it.
At 50 years old, Ternus was the youngest serious internal contender by roughly a decade. And people who have worked with him describe Ternus as steady, trusted, and deeply product-focused. Not some sweeping AI visionary, but a builder, someone who knows how to get hardware out the door and is very decisive.
I started in product design, which is I'm a mechanical engineer by background, and I've had the great fortune of working on pretty much every type of product that we make.
Ternus has been a regular presenter at key Apple software and device events going back to 2017 at WWDC, its annual developers event. And in the years since, he's introduced various product lines.
I am thrilled to be able to tell you about this new iPad Pro.
We couldn't be more excited by how well the Mac transition to Apple Silicon is going.
It's the impossibly thin iPhone Air.
Now, one of the biggest challenges that Ternus will face as he takes over the reins from Cook is how Apple can win in AI. So far, investors have been patient with the company on moving slow on artificial intelligence, where it's lagged behind mega-cap peers like Alphabet, as well as OpenAI and Anthropic. But in 2023, Ternus brushed off concerns that Apple is falling behind during an interview with CNBC.
Critics have been surprised that Apple appears to be falling behind when it comes to AI. How do you respond?
I don't believe we are.
Not too worried.
Not too worried.
And that was Jeniece agreeing with him. Now, Srouji has long been Apple's chip chief and will now be elevated to chief hardware officer, taking over for Ternus in an expanded role. Srouji has long overseen the team behind Apple's chip development, including the custom silicon at the heart of Apple's Mac and iPhone lineup.
I think one of the most, if not the most profound change at Apple, certainly in our products over the last 20 years, is how we now do so many of those technologies in-house. And, top of the list, of course, is our silicon.
Now, those proprietary chips are what could give Apple a huge edge on their devices and potentially be the key behind being able to run AI models locally on Apple products.
You can probably tell I'm really excited about the products that we're making, and even more excited about the things that we're going to be delivering in the future. There's just so much opportunity here for us.
And the company has been reported to be working on AI wearables built around Siri, like smart glasses, a necklace pendant, and AirPods, all fitted with cameras. Now, with Apple poised to release its Gemini-enhanced Siri later this year, Ternus will face plenty of tough questions as Apple investors try to get the company to lay out a clear AI strategy and answer whether a hardware operator is up to the task.